You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, buckle your seatbelts. Now, yesterday, LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show and threw Stephen A. Smith under the bus. It's pretty clear, guys, that Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James are not friends, not even close to being friends, and things just got worse. Because Stephen A. Smith, of course, he has his own show, the Stephen A. Smith Show on YouTube, iHeartRadio. He is now fired back at LeBron James, and he has unloaded on him. It's so bad, guys, that Stephen A. Smith actually did say that if LeBron actually touched him, there would have been a fight. He would have put his hands on one LaChana James. He also calls LeBron a liar. Now, that doesn't really surprise you right there at all. LeBron James is a liar. And the criticism that Stephen A. Smith actually has really isn't towards Bronny. It's really towards LeBron James. And Stephen A. is echoing the same points we've been talking about. LeBron put his son in this position, hyping him up, saying that he was better than a lot of these NBA players, which is not true. Bronny should be in the G League, and shout out to Bronny. He's looking good in the G League. He's improving. That's a good thing for him. But Bronny shouldn't be on an NBA court, not even close right now. And of course, LeBron James didn't like that. But LeBron spun it as Stephen A. Smith was attacking Bronny when that wasn't the case. Stephen A. Smith has been attacking LeBron James. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. This is going to be a lengthy one right here because Stephen A. is not going to hold back. So here we go, guys. Right over here, Stephen A. Smith Show. Let's go ahead and play it. Here we go.
Today, and it's with some sports talk, media news, and my good friend, Mr. LeBron James. LeBron appeared on the Pat McAfee show today and made a few headlines with his thoughts on a number of topics, including yours truly. For those of you who didn't see it, I'll play it for you right here. This is LeBron James on Pat McAfee talking about me.
Which leads, obviously, to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like, seriously.
Yeah, now that's where I agree with LeBron. Stephen A. Smith was going to address this, and he knew it. You know? I mean, let's be honest, guys. Stephen A. Smith has his own show, and when topics like this actually come up, there's a whole bunch of views, which equals to ratings. So I'm with LeBron on that.
Seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know that he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, relax, bro. Like, relax.
Tidy Whitey's comment was funny because I don't wear tidy Whiteys. Let you figure out why that is. But moving on from that particular subject, I don't happen to consider anything that LeBron has said a laughing matter. So y'all wanted me to be serious, I'll be serious. And I know there's some people out there that's going to be like, oh, I'm milking the story for all it's worth. Well, I've been winning in television for quite some time. I don't need an incident like this to talk about LeBron, and I don't need an incident like this to get ratings. LeBron gives us plenty of ammunition to talk about him, both good and bad.
The same with us too, man. We made quite a few videos on LeBron James, and people tune in.
So let's get that out the way first. Let's also get out the way that major props to Pat McAfee for getting that interview. There's a lot of people that's been texting me, and he's a teammate. He's on ESPN. Why would he do that? Please, y'all, be quiet. Pat McAfee did nothing wrong. Pat McAfee did his job. Pat McAfee has a show that airs on ESPN. You have an opportunity to get LeBron James, you take him. I don't give a damn who you are. This is one of the greatest players in the history of basketball. You get him. If you have an opportunity to get him, you get him. And I didn't think that Pat McAfee disrespected me or did me wrong in any way. He did his job, and I got no problems with it. My issue is with LeBron James. And I just want to say for the record, LeBron James is full of it. And in this particular instance, as it pertains to his son, he is a liar. And he went on national television today and he lied again. You see, when he approached me while I was sitting courtside at that game against the New York Knicks, when he rolled up on me, I didn't know he was going to roll up on me. I had no idea. But when he said what he had to say, I was in no position to give any kind of retort without making a scene. It was during the third quarter. It was fresh out of a timeout. It was him walking to the basketball court. It was on national television. The cameras were rolling. And had I done something, what do y'all want me to do? You want me to act? You want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith? And let me state for the record that while we bring up that,
Here we go.
let me assure you, it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my ass kicked because had that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him.
Wow. So right there, man, Stephen A. Smith says if LeBron put his hands on him, he would have swung back, and boy, there would have been a massive fight. But I don't think LeBron James would have been that stupid. I mean, why in the world would you actually risk, especially at that point in the season, man, if LeBron actually went out there, put his hands on Stephen A. Smith, and there was a fight, LeBron may end up like Ron Artest back in 2004, Malice at the Palace. LeBron would have been done for the rest of the season. I mean, but Stephen A. knows that LeBron would have kicked his ass, and he's right about that. I mean, LeBron James is way younger than Stephen A., also more physically fit. So, yeah.
Immediately. That I'm not going to tolerate. But I knew he wasn't going to do something like that. There was no fear in my mind about it. It was shock. Because as I have repeatedly stated, I was not talking about his son. I was talking about him. And whether it's the video that you saw him a couple of days later after that incident when he was talking to Richard Jefferson, my colleague at ESPN, before an ABC game in Boston when it got blown out that night by the Celtics, or in the aftermath of it, including Pat McAfee's show when he talked about me getting personal and taking it beyond basketball, I'm getting to a point where I'm getting very annoyed at people who cover the game of basketball, who cover professional sports, pundits out there, including him, his inner circle, his family members, and everybody else included. When are y'all going to ask him or hold him accountable for the truth? I have not been talking about Bronny James. I have not, as LeBron James accused me of doing to my face, been shitting on his son. I clapped back at D. Wade and Melo, two brothers I love dearly, when they were talking about this, even though 99% of the stuff they said was right. It was not clapping back at his son. Your second-round pick, 55th overall. There's been plenty of second-round picks that have to work their way up through the ranks before getting to the pro level. Me pointing that out about his son and talking about how his son has been pushed to the forefront, thereby put in a line of fire for folks in the media to come at him, is not denigrating his son. It's simply highlighting what we all knew, which is that he's not ready yet. But based on what we've seen from Bronny recently, there are indications that he will be.
See, that's kind of similar to what we've been saying, guys. That Bronny, when he came into the NBA, he clearly was not ready. He's not ready now, but he's doing this thing in the G League, and he should actually be in the G League full time. LeBron didn't like that. And when Stephen A told LeBron to put a stop to this, man, because Bronny was getting embarrassed at the NBA level, this is what this is truly about. And LeBron didn't like that.
And as LeBron James pointed out on the Pat McAfee show today, it's probably sooner than later because his growth and his maturation from just a year ago has happened by leaps and bounds. Nothing but respect and appreciation. Wishing Bronny nothing but the best. This is not about Bronny. This is about LeBron. This is about LeBron. And when you sit up there and you talk about, I love talking about, I don't need something like this to happen to talk about LeBron. He plays for the Lakers. He is LeBron James. I don't need an incident like this to talk about LeBron James. And do I use him for ratings? You're damn right. Like I use anything in the news for ratings. Because I'm a reporter and a personality and a pundit and a commentator. That's my career.
Yeah, we do the same thing on YouTube. We put out content so people will watch it. I mean, even if you start out on YouTube, man, they're going to tell you titles and thumbnails to get the clicks. Yeah.
Of course I talk about him. Of course I talk about anything relevant in the news. 1 minute it's LeBron, another minute it's the Cowboys. Y'all act like that's all I talk about. For 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week live, all I talk about is LeBron and the Cowboys. Are you sure? Because I can pick a whole bunch of things I've gotten in trouble for opening my mouth about. But that's neither here nor there. Because let's not get distracted from the real point at hand. The real point at hand is this. LeBron James continues to lie. He hoodwinked y'all into thinking that he was upset about criticism about his son. If your son is a professional basketball player, and I was talking about your son as a basketball player, since you just went on Pat McAfee's show and said you would never knock anybody for talking about the game, then what is it that I said? What I said was, as a father, stop. I wasn't talking about you as a father, as somebody that's home minding your business, and I just call you out because your son is in this position. That's not the father I've been talking about. That's why I've been addressing Draymond Green, who's been an avid supporter of LeBron on this matter. All I'm asking is for comprehension of the actual point. How do you mention Bronny James without bringing up how he got drafted by the Lakers? How he got drafted, period. How do you bring that up without bringing up LeBron James saying he was better than some NBA players before he got to the NBA?
Yeah, LeBron James did that. We talked about it several times. I already brought it up here in this video too as well, guys.
How do you bring that up without bringing up that LeBron James said, quote, if you want me, draft my son. At this point, it ain't about the money. I'll play for free.
Yeah, he did say that. Stephen A's right.
That was LeBron. How is it? I mean, I understand cynics. I understand this penchant to just hate the player and not the game. I understand how it's tempting to just come at me because you might dislike me or might disagree with me if you're Joe Public or Susie Public out there. I get it. But don't the truth matter? Because there's one person in this ordeal that's telling the truth, and it's me. I don't lie to y'all. His ass lies a lot.
Ooh. Wow.
And there's a lot of shady stuff that he does. And one of the things is his passive aggressiveness and the two-facedness and smile in your face and dig you behind the back. I happen to know that about him, which is why I don't like him.
Wow.
And he don't like me. But it doesn't stop me from being fair and calling it like I see it. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts. We ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together. What you bring your son up in there for? What you bring your family up in there before? You gonna go on Pat McAfee show, talk about you gonna protect your house. What you talking about? Your son ain't at the house. He's at Crypto.com arena. We ain't covering him in Brentwood. We covering him in downtown LA at the Crypto.com arena. Where you put him.
Yep.
Now, I happen to believe that he's going to be ready. I think Bronny's going to be an NBA player. I believe in the kid personally. But LeBron did this. Now, to get to he and I, could y'all please go back to the video of him getting in my face? If you watch, ladies and gentlemen, and you see it for yourself, notice how LeBron is in my face, and right when he finishes, he looks past me right at the camera that was filming it. Watch him. I didn't even pick that up first go round. You got Markieff Morris to my right, his left. You got Scott Brooks, assistant coach, behind him. He finishes talking and looks right up to the camera. Everybody and their mother knew I was going to be there. Because when you sit courtside, the Lakers have an idea of who's going to show up.
Now, no doubt about it that LeBron did this for the cameras too. He wanted the cameras to actually see this.
He knew I was coming. And picked the third quarter in the middle of the game to say what he has to say to make sure the camera's rolling and to then look at the camera after immediately saying what he said to me, with me having no chance to respond. We could have went to the back after the game. LeBron James could have came right over the press row and said, yo, don't leave. I want to see you after the game. We got to have a conversation. And before any of these players or any professional athlete or anybody associated with them says another syllable, think about this. 99% of y'all would have done that. Y'all would have said, Stephen A., don't leave. I ain't see you, bro. After the game, LeBron didn't want that because LeBron would have had to deal with my response. And my response would have been, you did this. This ain't me. Don't put this on me. Why the hell are you putting your son in this position knowing we got to cover him? If we don't cover him, we ain't doing our job.
That's true.
Why would you do that? That's what I would have said to him. But he didn't want a response. He didn't want that. Because LeBron wanted to give smoke. He didn't want to take any. What am I talking about? I have even more nuggets of info to give y'all on that point.
Now, I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to jump ahead, guys, because Stephen A. is about to drop another nugget right here. And then we'll wrap it up. So let's go ahead and start about right here.
LeBron is one of those dudes who believes he's up here. And folks, particularly in the media, are down here. There are exceptions, you know, in moments that he needs others. But that's who he is. Cool. LeBron has a show called The Shop. Once upon a time, Rich Pauls, the Maverick Carters came up to me, gotta have you on. I said, simple and plain, no problem. Only on one condition. 2 conditions, I'm sorry. LeBron must be there because there are times where the shop was aired that LeBron wasn't in attendance. I said, I show up, LeBron has to be there. Number 1. And number 2, no editing. Don't edit shit out.
Ooh. Okay.
Cliff note stuff, clip things, cut it out. Nah. Let the public see. I know if I told him to come on First Take, he ain't gonna want to do that because he views that as benefiting me. I know that if I wanted him to come on this podcast, he viewed that as benefiting me. Ladies and gentlemen, I offered to come on his spot.
Oh.
Name the time and place and I'll show up. By my damn self. I was never taken up on that offer.
Wow. Wow. Man. Stephen A. Smith, man, dropped some nuggets right there. He reached out to LeBron and his people to come on LeBron's show and talk about this. He never heard back. Because it probably would have got really, really ugly, guys. Stephen A. Smith has been critical of LeBron James. Remember back in the day, guys, when LeBron first hit the scene, man, Skip Bayless was taking a lot of heat because he was coming down hard on LeBron. Look at it now, man. Look at it now. And Stephen A. Smith has even admitted that LeBron is shady and a liar. They don't like each other. Wow. I'm wondering what Skip Bayless actually thinks of this, man. I'm curious about that. Now, I know that was a long one, man, but boy, Stephen A. Smith unloaded on LeBron James. Yeah. So, gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.